What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. So today is finally the day we can hopefully complete this bumper change. So as you can see, I have new parts here. It came in that big box right there, which I'm going to use as a table to put this stuff on. There might be a lot going on in this video because yeah, I'm just gonna put this on and see what we see. So first we have the radiator shrouds from left and right for 997.1. And we got the center radiator stuff here. Also all the other attachments that I need to put in that bumper. So carefully laid down my old pants there just to protect the face of it. And we're gonna put some Renline grill guards like I mentioned on the last video. So that's kind of custom. So I need to see how that goes. Hopefully it's straightforward. But I think we need to start with the vent frames first. So I don't even know how this goes on, but I'm gonna see when we flip this bumper around. And once I figured it out, I'll get back to you guys on video and show you guys what I did. So I'm here in the process of putting the vent frames on. I see that there's this piece, which goes on the right side, has two pieces. One small one and one of this big one. So I was trying to see where does this go? So I saw by chance it just kind of fills in this this space here. So for reference, if anyone's doing this same thing, no one has shown this before. So it kind of falls into this spot here. It goes in flush. So I guess it directs the air. Yeah. So and then this kind of clips in. As you can see the tabs. This is why an OEM bumper is important. The replicas don't have this. That's why there's no option of just getting a replica bumper for this car. So you have to pay the price, you know, to do it correctly. Let's just snap these in. I need both hands. So, all right. So I got all the vent frames installed. Sorry, it's upside down, but I got the left, middle, and right. It's tough because you know, this bumper was crushed, right? So the shapes are a little bit weird. So I had to kind of wrestle with it a little bit to kind of bend the plastic a certain way so the clips all line up. I got them all. Tiring because it's like a juggling act, trying to balance all of these without breaking any clips. It's actually really nice. So you can see like the shape of this vent frame has a protrusion here. Kind of supports the rear of the bumper. So it kind of pushes down on it. Sorry, here. So that all of them have a standoff kind of protrusion, so that if something gets pushed from the bottom of the bumper, this one fights them, which is kind of cool design. I didn't know that. So it's, you know, you understand it more when you work on it yourself. All right, so let's keep going here. All right, guys. So I just installed the Renline grills on 3 of the vents. It uses like this clip here. Let me see if I can get one up close. It's like a clip like this. So the only challenge it's, you know, just have to tap. It's a tapping screw for these. You kind of have to tap. I used the least that I could, you know, to secure this, because the vent kind of has to slot in here. So I don't want too many of these metals getting in the way. So I kind of worry now that I hope that I put these tabs in the right spot so that you know, the vent will slot in properly. Because now, yeah, that's all I'm worried about is this in the way. But we're gonna find out, you know. So that's why I only put the least amount I could do, which is super secure now. It's not gonna fly off. So that's where it is. So now we're gonna go to the car to install the radiator shroud, the center radiator shroud. For both sides, so we're gonna do that right now. All right, YouTube, so we are now on the car. The radiator shrouds are on. It took some fiddling because this is not original third radiator, so there's like some spacing. I just have to kind of muscle around with it, wrestle around with it, and then I got it on. All the proper radiator shrouds. So I think now it's just a matter of putting the bumper back on. We're gonna try to see if we can line up all these on the slots that I pointed out earlier. So hopefully it's not too hard. Everything's just a balancing act. I won't have turn signals hooked up. on the front, so I'm gonna have warning lights, but that's until I give it to my mechanic to sort out. So I'm just gonna have it folded right here. The rear turn signals work, so that's not a problem. It's just the front, so that's not really a big of a deal. But it's, you know, at least we have a drivable car. All right, guys, what's going on? So here it is. It's actually the next day. I had to wrestle with this for quite a bit. I don't know why, because when the bumper was getting reconditioned, you know, they had to melt certain pieces to remold them, so maybe a little bit shifted here and there, but in general, the fitment is pretty good. So as you can see from here and this side, it's generally pretty good. I removed the Redline grill because I just took it off because I wanted to make sure that none of the clips, I mentioned that earlier in this video, that it might adhere to, it might prevent some of the vents from slotting in, and it was kind of making it difficult. So I removed it for now. The bumper is easier to put on and off. It's gonna come off anyway again when the mechanic fixes the stuff. So it's fine. I just kind of unscrewed it and then I put it over there. But for now, I'm gonna rock it like this. Yeah. So I still have to ask the mechanic to do some wiring for me for the turn signals, because I can't find the harness for it. I think it's part of a main harness, and you cannot just buy just the turn signal. So the way this one is wired right now, it's somebody spliced the 997.2 turn signal wiring on it. So the LED leads are simpler than this one, because this one has like 3 different lights in here in the housing, and the LED one only has just one. So it's really much simpler. I wish this one has something like that, like an adapter, but there isn't. So it has to be custom made. I'm thinking I could just make my own, but I just don't know the connectors, the model for the connectors. But there's that. Also, I'm waiting for the tow hook to come in. Everything has to be ordered for this car. That's just the nature of it. So yeah, I think it would look much better with the grill on to cover much of this, but it's gonna come off again when I bring it in. So it's not so bad to not finalize this right now, but the overall look, I think it's just much better. I think it's more period correct. Like I said, I'm gonna watch. I didn't say. I'm gonna watch this car right now in the same video, and then I'm gonna give you guys a look of it outside and give you guys some more visual, you know, walk around. All right, YouTube, here we are. So I just washed it. It's so good right now on the sun. So hopefully that shows. I know we're against the light, but I'll try to go from here. But this is the way the car is supposed to look. Look at that paint, like my body shop. He did a superb job. I mean, look at that. I think it really just looks much better than the 97.2. I mean, look at that, like right here, this shot right here. This is amazing. I'm gonna take a picture. This is how it's supposed to look. I mean, how many GT3s in black do you see that looks like this? There's not many left anymore. So I guess this one concludes at least just the bumper situation. You know, the suspension is another story, so that's gonna be for a whole separate series of videos, if anything. I'm still looking at my options in terms of, you know, do I even want to tackle that? In terms of like, do I even enjoy opening a can of worms, that kind of stuff, or should I save my energy? Because like I told you guys in the beginning, when I got this car, it's not really gonna be the car for me to, like, this is not my end goal. I don't want to downplay a 997 GT3, but this is such a nice vehicle, you know, the rarity, the value of them going up and stuff like that. I don't want to downplay that. It's just that I do have goals, and I wanna stick to that. So unfortunately, along the way, there's gonna be some steps to get there. So this is a means to an end. Unfortunately, I spent the time and energy so I don't know yet. I'm speaking like I'm gonna get rid of it, but it's starting to feel like maybe I should. I'm like in a 50-50 shot here. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys would do in my situation. Would you guys like keep throwing money at it, trying to correct it? Yeah. So I don't know if you guys are in my situation, knowing what I know now, seeing what I've seen, dealing with this bumper situation, which took almost a month or more because of just waiting on parts. Everything's not available for this car readily. So what would you guys do? What would you guys, would you guys keep at it, just keep chucking money on it, or save it and then actually get the RS that I've always been talking about getting? I am torn because going from a 997 to like, let's say a 991.2, it's not a clear choice. If you're looking for straight up raw speed performance, of course 991 RS, right, any day. But if you're looking for overall enjoyment, because you're mostly on the street, you're not tracking all the time, you're not tracking at all, you're like 99% on the street. So this gives you everything you want. Your manual, the speed, the power, it's enough. And the size of it. But I am torn because I look at, I consider all options. I try to take my emotions out of it. It's hard, but I try to take my emotions out of it. So, I do have the parts. I showed you guys. I have the parts. I have the wheel carriers. I have the suspension. I can fix it. It's just that, I gotta make a wise financial decision here, so that I could actually accomplish my end goal. But man, a car with a story like this, even though if I perfect it, it's not gonna reflect on the resale value all that much. Depends on the people that, maybe for the ones that have seen what I've done, maybe it's worth something to them. But in the general market, they'll only see what's on paper. So they won't see the hard work, the dedication of getting it back to OEM spec and whatever. So I'm considering everything. I'm considering all angles of it, so that's where my mind is at. Let's see, what else can I show you about this? So the bumper, I took out the rent. I mentioned that I think on a previous segment that I took out the grills because the clips are kind of getting in the way in terms of when I'm putting the bumper on. And like I said, the bumper's gonna come off again for somebody to work on the lights anyway. So I'm still waiting on the tow hook cover to come in. That's another from like Latvia or something like that, somewhere in Europe. Everything's from Europe, nothing's local. So that's one of the frustrating things too about this car. So it might be, there's not a lot of choices for black GT3. So that's the reason why I dove into this. I didn't know it was gonna be that bad, but in hindsight, maybe, of course, everything's in hindsight. If I knew what I knew now, I probably wouldn't take it. But, it's a lesson learned there. When I had my previous 997, my 4S, I guess it's a 4S, not a GT3, but parts at the time, that was back in like 2016, 2015, parts were easier to get. So now it's, I guess, years later, they're all gone. You cannot get parts anymore, so. All right, so I guess I'll end this video just to end it with the bumper situation. Next time, if I do tackle, or if there's any new developments with the car, or I start to tackle the suspension, you guys will see that. But I think I'm gonna get back into more of the bike stuff. The bike is coming back from my suspension work, and it's been gone for 3 weeks. It's just because I'm waiting on parts too. So waiting on the forks, and then waiting on the rear shock spring. So now I want to kind of change it up because this car stuff is kind of getting me a little bit, depressed because of a lot of hiccups, a lot of what do you call this, hurdles along the way. It's just so it's depleting almost. So yeah, so let me know, what are you guys' thoughts and concerns and questions, things like that. And anything, like, just give me some, whatever you guys are thinking about. I just want to just get some dialogue going with anything. Maybe it will spark something in my mind to which direction I want to do coming up. So anyways, thank you guys for watching, and see you guys on the next video. And thank you guys again for sticking around for this series. Later.